Welcome back to Destin Learning. Today, we're diving into an essential aspect of Python programming, mastering loop control statements. Loops are incredibly powerful, but sometimes, you need more control over how they behave. That's where loop control statements like break, continue, and pass come into play. In this session, we'll explore how these statements can help you manage the flow of your loops, making your code more efficient, readable, and dynamic. Whether you're fine-tuning your program's logic or solving tricky problems, understanding these tools is a must for every Python programmer. Let's get started and take your loop mastery to the next level. Loop control statements in Python, such as break, continue, and pass, help manage loop execution. They handle complex scenarios, improve code efficiency, and readability. Loops in Python allow repeated execution of code. Loop control statements like break, continue, and pass help manage execution flow within loops. Control statements in Python are crucial for managing complex scenarios. They help in exiting loops early, skipping iterations, and acting as placeholders for future code. Understanding these statements is key to writing efficient and readable Python code. Now let's cover the types of loop control statements. The break statement is used to exit a loop when a specific condition is met, preventing unnecessary iterations. It transfers control to the next line of code after the loop. Examples and syntax illustrate its usage. The break statement is used to exit a loop when a specific condition is met. Once executed, the loop stops immediately, and control moves to the next line of code. This slide provides an example of syntax and its corresponding output. Terminating a loop can be useful in search operations to stop when a target is found, and to avoid unnecessary iterations, improving efficiency. The continue statement skips the rest of the code in the current iteration and moves to the next. It is useful for skipping specific iterations, filtering data, and ignoring invalid data. The continue statement is used to skip the rest of the code in the current iteration and move to the next loop iteration. It is useful for skipping specific iterations, filtering data, and ignoring invalid data. The pass statement in Python does nothing and serves as a placeholder. It's useful when a statement is required but no action is needed. Common use cases include writing placeholder code and avoiding syntax errors in empty code blocks. The pass statement in Python serves as a placeholder and does nothing when executed. It is useful for writing placeholder code and avoiding syntax errors in empty code blocks. Here is an example of combining loop control statements to manage complex scenarios effectively, with an example using break and continue. Here is another example of the usage of break and continue statements in programming. You can combine these statements to manage complex scenarios effectively. Control statements like break, continue, and pass are used in various applications. For data validation, continue skips invalid data, and break exits loops on errors. In search algorithms, break stops searches when targets are found, and continue skips unnecessary comparisons. In game development, break exits game loops, and pass handles incomplete features. In simulations, continue skips conditions, and break stops loops when criteria are met. In Python, loop control statements like break, continue, and pass provide enhanced control over loop execution. Break exits loops early, continue skips certain iterations, and pass serves as a placeholder for incomplete code. Mastering control statements is essential for writing efficient and dynamic Python code. It helps handle complex scenarios and is a vital skill for designing robust solutions. In summary, loop control statements in Python, such as break, continue, and pass, provide finer control over loop execution. Mastering these statements allows for writing efficient and dynamic code, handling complex scenarios, and designing robust solutions. That wraps up our session on mastering loop control statements in Python. Today, we explored how break, continue, and pass can give you greater control over your loops. These tools allow you to fine-tune loop behavior, whether you need to exit a loop early, skip specific iterations, or simply handle placeholder logic. Thank you for learning with Destin Learning today. If you enjoyed this session, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more programming tutorials and tips. Keep practicing, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next lesson. Happy coding!